Hello friends, and welcome to a carnival reading vlog. I am so excited you're here. Do you hear that? That's really freaky. Hold on one second. I guess there's just clowns outside playing music or something. Wait a second. Why are you here? What's going on? I totally lost track of time. I forgot I was doing a vlog intro. Well, as you can see, I read too many clown books with my friend here, the Clown Pumpkin, as well as Clown Pumpkin. Well, I guess I am a clown now. Or have I always been a clown? I don't know anymore after reading so many carnival and clown books. But yeah, I end up reading a lot in this reading vlog, so beware, just a heads up. I read anything from contemporary to extreme horror in this vlog, and then there is some Halloween decor hunting in here, and yeah, a lot of goofiness, silliness. I watch some carnival movies that I talk about, and yeah, it is going to be a long one. I am just warning you what to expect. As you can see, I am full clown now, and I thought I would do a pumpkin clown just for funsies, since I also, in this vlog, I decorate my pumpkin corner and have a bit of a reveal for that one, and yeah, so I just wanted to do this little intro and let you guys know what to expect, because expect full clown is what to expect. And yeah, let's get right back to past Katrina. Okay, so it is the first day of the carnival. Yay! And you guys, I'm technically off today, so that is good. I'm just doing booktube stuff all day and doing some very important Halloween decor hunting slash just Halloween hunting. You guys know I went to my favorite store this season, and that is Spirit, and I was actually very good in Spirit. I found something I went in for to use a coupon too that is about to expire, but I also found these shining, I was like, what are these? These shining little keychains. They are so cute. Oh my gosh. And this is the only one, and I've never seen this before. So I need a new keychain thing, because my lanyard is like really gross, the one I usually use. But anyways, and I got something else that you guys probably already see for my intro to this. Hopefully, if I get my intro right. But yeah. Anyways, so I've been out shopping, but I did finish 2 books. So this morning I finished The Goons in Grease Paint, because it's only 30 some pages. It is super short, and I actually really liked it. It was really funny, and it does that thing that, well, Cotton Candy Massacre does. It is written kind of like a movie, like a B movie. So this is like a little mini B movie, very tiny novella. So yeah, I had a lot of fun with it. I think it did a good job setting up what happened in Cotton Candy Massacre without, I mean, giving too much away. I mean, it kind of ties things more together for that book without me giving anything away. So I'm very excited to read part 2. I'm so excited for that one. So hopefully I'll be able to start that tonight. And there's going to be a bunch of reading sprints too. So I'm very excited about that. And then I watched Carnival of Souls from like the 60s. I think 1962 is when that was released. And I've seen it before, but I never really paid attention to it. And it's just like kind of boring, honestly. But I love that ending. Like, spoiler alert, she did. She's dead. And she's like at the Carnival of Souls and like everybody dancing there. That's like one of my favorite shots, I think, in that. It's like she screams and then they all run towards her. It's great. So yeah, that was fun to just have on in the background and read Goons and Grease Paint. And then I also, like, driving around and going to stores and stuff, I listened to Something Wicked This Way Comes. I read this years and years ago. This is by Ray Bradbury, and I saw the movie like 1,000 years ago as well. I need to rewatch the movie, but the audiobook I listened to off of Libby is like super, like, what do you call it, like highly produced. I think this was like actually like it sounded like a teleplay almost, because it had so much production for it. I think it was like 3 hours long. And I had to listen to it only at like 1.5 because of the production stuff. So it pretty much took me the whole 3 hours to listen to it, which is fine, because I was just like out running errands. But yeah, there's the dialogue in it is very Goosebumps-esque. So this is a middle grade, but it's very like cozy, spooky, carnival scene. It has like carnival, there's like literally like games and stuff being played. So this is a very good like carnival quick read if you're looking for something for October. It takes place around Halloween and it has like all of those Halloween vibes in it. So yeah, I'm glad I reread it, and I'm not sure what I'm going to be reading next. It will be a mystery. I think I'm going to attempt to play a game to choose what I play next. I might make up a little game. But anyways, I guess I'll show you guys, since we're here, what I got at Target, because I lost my mind in there and it was ridiculous. Look at this bath mat. Oh my gosh. It is so cute. I had to get this. I might not use it in my bathroom. I might put it in my entryway, just because of my pumpkin corner. And then I had to get these plates that I think are just for kids, but I really needed these. Yeah, it's fantastic. It is exactly my vibe this Halloween. So that was exciting. I'm just taking like everything out of the bag now. And then this bat, oh my gosh, this bat plate, so cute. And then I did get these cards because I just use Halloween cards like all year, and it says you're bat-tastic. It's so cute. I had to get it. And it doesn't stop there. No, I got 2 snack bowls of the vintage pumpkin. Yes, I did. And then I got a 3rd snack bowl of a vintage ghost. I'm gonna be eating snacks like crazy, and then I had to get this Pyrex container. The one I got last year, I still use it. I was this year or like 2 or 3 years. It's spider webs. It's really cool, but yeah, it's held up. So yeah, I was excited to find this. This is the only one, and then they had a big ghost one, but I definitely will use this size more, I think. And I also had to get, this is ridiculous because I did not have to get this, but I got spooky silverware that I'm pretty sure is for children. I'm pretty sure like a lot of this stuff is for children, but you know what? It's for me. It's for me. It's all about me. So yeah, that was me being insane in Target, and I didn't know they were gonna have that stuff out because I've been checking Targets for that stuff and I couldn't find it, so I didn't grab a cart. So I was like walking and like I literally dropped the bowls dropped, and this nice guy like helped me. He's like, oh my gosh, let me help you. And I like look like a crazy person like carrying all of this Halloween dishware stuff. But anyways, that is my first check-in. I will be back when I read some more Carnival books. I shall return. are you ready? Are you ready for the season? Okay, so it is the next day and I've read quite a bit. I've read 3 more books. They're all very short books, and today has been super fun. I've just been reading some clown books, and I did a live show for Camp Damascus on Elizabeth's channel, Reading Riley, and I will leave the live show linked down below. It was a lot of fun talking about Camp Damascus. I think it was a great choice for a book club pick, and yeah, I really enjoyed it, and I will be talking about it in my wrap-up. Yay! I'm so excited for my wrap-up. Anyways, the books that I read, last night on Kelsi's Patreon sprints for the Carnival, I picked up and finished A Nightmare on Clown Street. This is Most Wanted series. I have never read the Most Wanted because it did come out later on. I guess it's pretty recent. I'm like, it came out later on in my life and I wasn't reading Goosebumps. But yeah, I like the introduction to it. It's really fun. It's like, now you're one of the most wanted. This is one of the most wanted villains in Goosebumps history. Like, it's so fun and over the top. This was really great. It was like your standard Goosebump book, but I feel like there was such a great twist in this, or like an ending. There's such a great ending in this. Not so much a twist, maybe a little bit of a twist. It was very the movie Clown-esque, that I really enjoyed, because that is one of my favorite things, right? Is having that continuation of horror. And yeah, I really enjoyed it. So this boy ends up joining his uncle in a circus, and that is all I'm going to say about it. And yeah, it was a lot of fun. I think I'm leaning towards 4 stars. I feel like I always just give Goosebump books 4 stars because they're just so great. And then I ended up reading The Circus of the Hungry Clowns by Caesar Royal. And I read this on KU. It's about 80 pages. I finished it this morning and it was a blast too. I had a lot of fun with this one. It was very atmospheric. It takes place in like the 1920s or so, and so you got that kind of Victorian vibe, but it wasn't like overly done. The writing was just really simple, and it was a really eerie, interesting plot, while being super disturbing without being like graphic about it, if that makes sense. So I really enjoyed this one. I'm leaning towards like a 4 star for it as well. So yeah, I had a blast with it, and I highly recommend checking it out. I know it looks super scary from the cover, that's why I picked it out, but I would say it's not super scary. It's just like that right amount of scary. Like, it's just like, ooh, I don't like that. That's unsettling. And yeah, I had a lot of fun with it. And then I found a circus tent in the woods behind my house, that really long title. And this is like 100 pages or so as well. And this one was just okay for me. I feel like the author would not stop like saying the same thing over and over again, like, oh, I don't want my kid to be messed up or whatever, or like have trauma from this event. But like, dude, you don't have to say it 100 times. Like, he says it like 1,000 times. He says it like 1,000,000 times. He says it so many times in this book. I was like, oh my god, I almost was like, I want to like write you an email and be like, dude. Anyways, this is about a father and a 4-year-old who end up finding a circus tent in the woods behind their house, and they go in, or they don't really go in, it kind of, stuff happens, and they can't get out, and that's pretty much all I'm going to say about this one. I'm going to be super vague about all of these because I think they're really fun to just kind of go in a bit blind and get scared by the clowns. So much fun. So yeah, I'm having a blast. I think I am going to pick up Joyland by Stephen King. I haven't read this one since it came out, I think in like 2014 or something like that, a long time ago. I vaguely remember certain parts of this book, so I think it'd be interesting to reread it. And I know this is on Crystal's TBR, so I'm reading it for a prompt that reminds you of a fellow corn, and she's a fellow corn. So yeah, I'm gonna read that one, and then I'm not quite sure what else I'm going to pick up. I might search a little more for some more clown novellas because I'm having a blast with it. So yeah, I shall check in later. Okay, I just filmed my August wrap up. It is so long. I'm trying to get it out by tomorrow. Oh my god, I don't know if it's gonna happen. But anyways, I did finish a book. I finished Fun Fair by Sam West. And I had a lot of fun with this one. I will say it takes a minute to get to the actual fun fair. And this book is super British because Sam West is British, but I had a blast with it. I think this is one of my favorite reads, I think, so far. So it's a circus of hungry clowns and fun fair. This is extreme horror, but it's not super bad. Like, there is like maybe one bad scene that is very creative, I will say. I was like gagging. It was so creative. I was like, whoa, that's the grossest thing I've ever read. I was like, I'm impressed. This is one of the most disgusting things I've ever, like, yeah, it's in my head. It's in my head now. Great. But yeah, it had all of those carnival fair vibes in it. My biggest thing with this one, from me leaning towards a 5-star, is that it is kind of like multiple stories throughout the fun fair, and it doesn't stick with like certain things, but overall I think it works. I like this concept a lot better than just short stories in general. Kind of like Goblin by Josh Malerman, how it all kind of takes place like in the same area, and like the same stuff is technically happening for a reason. So yeah, I enjoyed it. I think I'm leaning towards a 4-star. And then I started listening to Joyland, and I'm about halfway through, I think, and it's really boring. I don't remember being so bored by it when I was a kid. No, it wasn't. I wasn't a kid. In my 20s, I guess. But yeah. It definitely has all those carnival vibes. It takes place at a carnival, and this kid freaking loves his job at the carnival. It's the 70s. I don't know. But yeah. I don't have many thoughts on it yet. It feels like a young adult book, honestly. But yeah, not a lot of thoughts happening in my head. Last night, Alex and I watched Hellfest, which is fun. I think I've seen it before. It's a slasher that takes place at an amusement park, a haunted amusement park. The best thing about this is freaking Tony Todd just showing up in it. And yeah, that's the best part of this movie, honestly. It's stupid otherwise. But yeah, not too much going on today. Just filming, editing, mostly. My house is a disaster, and I have to take pictures and run a couple of errands, so wish me luck. Also, I don't know if I'll be able to check in tomorrow. Tomorrow is Labor Day, and I'm traveling, so we shall see how much reading I get done. I do have another audiobook picked out for this vlog, and then one physical book. So that's pretty much it. I think it's just 2 more books. And then I'll be at 1,000,000 clown books. No. The number is high though. It's pretty high, I think. Okay, so it has been, I think, a full day since I last checked in. I'm not sure which book I left off on. I think it was Joyland. I believe so. So I listened to this one. It was a really quick listen. I think the audiobook is like 7 hours. It was like very short. And actually, I feel like the relationship in this that our main character has, I felt like that was a bigger part of the story, but it really isn't. It's like the last maybe 20% of the book focuses on that, and then there's like a murder mystery aspect, and then like something big happens at the end. That was exciting, but overall it's so boring. It's like about this 21-year-old getting over a relationship and working at a carnival or a fair situation for the summer, and like him just kind of growing up and yeah, finding his own way and wearing the fur. But yeah, it was boring. I was like zoning out a lot during it. The audio is on script if you are looking for like a good end of summer carnival book. A bit boring, like a new adult coming of age, I feel like an older spectrum coming of age story. Yeah, I think I'm giving it 3 stars. I think I like this one less than when I first read it, which is funny because I'm like, I thought I don't know. I'm like, I have no thoughts of when I first read it. Oh geez, what else did I read? I think I have not talked about Nightmare Alley by William Lindsay something. He has 3 names. You know, those 3 named fellows. Ha 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 ha. This was published in 1946, and it is very of the times of that, and is about life in carnivals and fairs, and I feel like it mostly focuses on the like escape stuff and the mentalism aspect of it. This book was so esoteric and what is the word? Existential. There's a lot of existentialism in this book mixed in with esoteric vibes. Like each part is based off of the tarot, which makes sense. There is a character that reads tarot. But yeah, I was really into it, and this is a contemporary book, like a classic contemporary book, I guess. There is a movie that I saw when it came out, directed by Guillermo del Toro, with Bradley Cooper as Stan, and I feel like that movie isn't as effective as the book. I think the book is better because you get a little bit more from Stan. I'm trying to remember the movie. Do I even remember the movie? I remember the ending of that movie, which every time I see Bradley Cooper, I'm like, ah. Yeah, I feel like his break, like there's, towards the end, Stan loses it. Spoiler. We just mostly follow Stan, who, is working in carnival sideshows, and he's pretty much hustling, and he's using people to such a high degree, while at the same time you're getting like flashbacks of his horrible childhood where a bunch of traumatic stuff happened to him, so you're kind of getting like a bunch about this character, and it just kind of all comes together at the end, and then it just has like such a great, and it just ends. It's just like, I really liked it. I will say, for this being published in 1946, the language is really rough in it at parts, and there's stuff that definitely got cut out of the book for the movie, because duh, you can't have that in the movie. But yeah, I really liked it, and I didn't think I was going to like it at first, because when I first started listening to it, it's very like, you got 2 dimes, and we're gonna go see the shine show, and da-da-da-da-da. Like, it's very like 1940s slang and stuff, and then you just get used to it, and then you're like, oh wow, this is a really interesting story about a guy, yeah, manipulating people at like every corner and like every attempt he gets, and like at the highest level of manipulation, right? He's manipulating everybody because he's like he's like a mentalist or whatever. Like, I was just like, oh my gosh. And then it comes back and bites him in the butt because it's like those esoteric karma vibes. It was wonderful. I was like not expecting to love this so much. I think I'm gonna give this 5 stars because I have thought about it. It's been a day or so since I finished it now, and I'm like, oh my gosh, that is a classic. I can see why Guillermo del Toro was like attracted to this story and wanted to make a film about it, because it's very interesting. And yeah, I liked how psychological it got too. I was not expecting this to be a very deep book, but it is. It's a deep, troubling story, I feel like. But yeah, I loved it. It was fantastic. And then did I talk about Funfair? I know I talked about Funfair. Oh, the Hartford Circus Fire. This is a nonfiction. It's very, very short. I think it was 150 pages or something on Scribd ebook. I was just reading it at night. And I finished it. I was like, oh, I'm done. Okay. Very sad. I don't know why I'm laughing. Because I'm a clown. That's right. It's a very, very sad story. I think they covered it on My Favorite Murder as well. I think Georgia covered it, if I'm not mistaken. And yeah, this is a horrific fire that happened in 1942. So circus tents back then, the way they treated it, they would treat it in gasoline. Not only that, but they covered in paraffin wax to waterproof it. So there would be fire people like on the lookout for fires with water buckets like around, so they can put out the fire like immediately, because people are smoking, they're smoking pipes, and like they're just throwing stuff in the ground's hay usually. So like very combustible stuff happening. The Ringling Brothers had multiple fires at their circuses and stuff. But this is the most fatal, and I believe this is still the most fatal fire in Connecticut, what I read. Very, very sad, because this did happen during wartime, so most of the deceased and most of the audience were women and children. There was over 7,000 people there that day, and like 170 people perished in the fire, and over 700 people were injured. It was huge, and it was so, so sad. And yeah, it was really sad. They lost animals and stuff too. So, super sad, depressing book. But I think this book actually like did some justice, I guess, for people, like, because I read so much about the victims, which you don't usually get, I feel like, in nonfiction books. But yeah, so that was depressing, but I learned some stuff, and I can use it for a prompt, for the fire prompt, for the carnival. And then I ended up listening to The Fear Zone by K.P. Alexander. This is a middle grade book, and I listened to this driving up to see my parents and back yesterday, and this was a lot of fun. It was very similar to It. It is about this being that feeds on fear, but you know what? I like this more than It, I think. But I haven't read it in a long time too. Same with, it's kind of the same story of Joyland. Like, I don't think I read it in like 6 years or so. But I can tell you what does not happen in Fear Zone is a child orgy that happens in it that everybody probably knows about. So they do not conquer the big bad in that way, because it's middle grade. There was a full cast for this audio, and it was so well done. The voice of the clown sounded like that soundbite from like TikTok that is oh, and didn't you know she put the dog, or she tried to dry her dog in the microwave, like that sing-songy voice, and it was just so creepy. I was like, oh my god, I love it. It's so great. And yeah, I really liked it. I think I'm gonna give it 4 stars. I feel like it got a bit repetitive throughout, maybe because there's 5 people we follow and like kind of the same thing happened to them. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. It was like a 2-hour listen, so it is nothing. So now I only have 2 books to finish for this vlog, and I've read a ridiculous amount of clown books. I feel like for this vlog. I've only been doing it for 5 days, and I think I've read 10 books. Yeah, I've just looked at it. It's 10 books. That's ridiculous. I was like on the Discord, I was like, please stop me. Please stop me. So I'm going to attempt to read 2 more books, possibly 3. If I could hit 13, that would be crazy. That would be so crazy. Anyways, I have to show you guys what my mom got me at the antique store for my pumpkin corner. So when I shot my pumpkin corner, this guy was not there, but he fits in perfectly. I think I'm going to replace him with like that one weird pumpkin that's lit weird. But anyways, look at this guy. Oh my gosh. My mom was like, you know, I thought of him because of his teeth. It just is so unsettling. It reminded me of you. You're like, yes, ma'am. Yes. And then like the eyes, I feel like are so tiny. Like this whole thing is just like way out of proportion. And it's very bizarre that it's like up on a pedestal thing. Like what is happening? I love the hat with the bats, of course. But yeah. At this particular antique store too is super expensive, but this was like $9. I think somebody was like, please get it out of here, please. So a very unique find, I think. And yeah, I'm super excited to have him in my pumpkin corner, you know, smiling all season. So the books I do want to get to is Brian's Birthday Bloodbath. I have this on ebook. I think it's $2.99. I used some points and got it for free. I have to read this. It's very short. I think it's 90 pages. And then the part 2 to the Cotton Candy Massacre. I'm super excited for that one. I've kind of been saving it for the very end, and I don't have a ton going on tonight, so I'm really going to try to get to that one tonight or make a dent in it. So yeah, that is it for this check-in. I feel like it was super long, but I'll check in later. So here is my finished pumpkin corner. Here, I think it turned out pretty good. I was going to attempt to do more of these like stuck around where you see the white, because I wanted it to be more of a gallery-esque wall, kind of how I did my pumpkin wall last year, but it just didn't really turn out that way. And then you can tell like my DIY from last year. Over here you can tell like it's not painted all the way. So yeah, that's great. If you're wondering, I have shared a lot of this stuff, like where I got it from, this season, except for this guy in the middle. I actually got 2 of him. I ordered him from 5 and Below, and then I actually ordered him as well. I'm not sure where to put him yet. So he's just hanging out in the corner over here. And then, of course, I have the bath mat down here. It's like a little pumpkin corner with a messy bookshelf and some leftover pumpkin stuff in there. But yeah, I like how it turned out. This is actually like a Joanna Parker soap dispenser, and I just took off the soap part and put these picks in it. And then I put the rest of the picks in this guy's head. That's supposed to have candy in it. But since it's September, I'm not going to put candy in it yet. And yeah, so I will show you guys what it looks like all lit up at night. Okay, so it has been a full day since I last checked in, but I did finish those 2 books, but I did not finish a 13th book, unfortunately. But first, I will show you guys more Halloween stuff I got at Target. These are only mugs, so I was very good. Also, I didn't have time to actually go around, so I don't think the Target either that I went into had the actual Halloween stuff out yet. So that's why too I was very good. I had to get this mug. Oh my gosh, because I got all the other matching stuff earlier. It's just so cute. I love it so much. It's adorable. And then I had to get a ghost mug. I feel like these are hard to find, the Threshold ghost mugs. They're usually there and then they're gone. They also had the Mummy mug, which I kind of am upset I didn't get last year, so I might be getting that one too. If you know, you know. But yeah, these are just so cute. They also have a black cat one this year that's really cute as well, but I definitely had to get these. And these are my, oh gosh, I think I'm up to 6 mugs this year that I bought, so it is kind of bad, but you know, it's okay. It's okay. I am happy. That's all that matters, right? So I did finish the Cotton Candy Massacre Part 2. It's by Christopher Robertson. I had a blast with this one. We pick up with a character who is the main character, I guess, in the first one. So a bit of a spoiler there if you haven't read the first one. But she's one of my favorite characters, so I was really happy to be back with her. And yeah, she's kind of wild and fun and funny, and yeah, so that's fun. This is more of a Chuck E. Cheese situation. As you can tell, it's Frankie's Fun Castle. Here is where it takes place, and we're following a clown from the first book, and there are also clown dogs that are kind of adorable. I was like, oh my gosh, this is the cutest thing like I could imagine. It was very cute and also a little scary. They're pretty vicious, but they're also cute, and they're also protecting their clown, you know? It's very cute. I'm like, the whole thing was very cute. There's some horrific kills in this, which I really enjoyed. And yeah, I thought it was great. It was a ton of fun. I pretty much read it all in one sitting. It went by very quickly. And yeah, I think I'm gonna give it 5 stars. I just had a blast with it. And it is set up for another sequel, for a 3rd installment in this series. So yeah, I'm excited for it. And it was amazing. So definitely check it out. If you haven't checked out the Cotton Candy Massacre, the first one, I highly recommend that one as well. It's a great slasher, carnival slasher. One of my favorite books from this year that I read. So yeah, I'm so excited I got to read this and the prequel in the same vlog. What a clown-tastic time it has been. And then I also finished Brian's Bloodbath Birthday. And you guys, I thought, okay, so I read a Brian Barry book. When did I read it? In July, the shark one, the snow shark book. And that is not like extreme horror in any way. It's more goofy, it's more pulpy horror. I thought this was what this was going to be, but I guess I made a mistake and thought this was part of the VHS Trash series he does. This is part of a slasher back series. I believe this is the 4th or 5th installment in it. It's extreme, you guys. I feel like I wasn't really warned until until you click on the book and then you're warned. But I was like, I did not know this was an extreme horror book. I thought it was going to be just like a pulpy, if anything, slasher. No, this starts off with like the most horrific shit I've read like in forever. I was like, oh my gosh, this is awful. It's a little boy watches his parents get killed by a clown. And then he's captured by that clown. And then that's all I'm going to say, because it's kind of interesting what happens. And then there's just a bunch of cannibal clown stuff happening. If you look closely on this cover too, I noticed it. There are like these small holes situation happening. I don't suffer from that phobia. It's like trias, whatever. I only know it from American Horror Story Cult. The clown mouse with like the holes and stuff in it. So gross. But no, like a lot of holes just happened in this. It was so gross. It was disgusting. But it's very short. It's like a short little disgusting novella. I will say there's a great part in it that actually like made me jump. Physically had a very physical reaction to this book. So I think I'm leaning towards a 3-star, 3.5 star. I don't know. I felt kind of like meh about the whole thing, other than like that one jump scare. I wasn't really like, this is great the whole time. It was like a couple of things I was like, oh, that's awful. But yeah, so that is the end of this crazy clown vlog. I read 12 books in about a week. And for my next vlog, I think I'm going to be reading some new horror books, or new, like, reading some horror arcs I have. So horror books coming out. Yeah. You guys know the drill, and I will definitely be doing more Halloween shopping. I am waiting for Target to actually put out their actual Halloween. And yeah, that is it for now. I don't know how to end it. I've been clowning too long. Let me know if you guys have any clown book recommendations in the comments down below, or what did you start September with. And I hope you guys have a fantastic day. Bye!